This is Sticky.
Right on. You think I'm gonna call this? I think I'm gonna call this episode "Sticky Situations," because like each episode has its own like little name on it. You know what I mean? So like I do like the Stricklands. Me and Michaela did one for like an hour and a half back in like the middle of December, and then like Dean called it 2.0, and I don't know. I just don't ever just have episode 1 the other day. You know what I mean? But I always fuck up. I always hit spacebar, and that stops it, and then I have to either start a new one or make a 2-part one. Then Corey, which is Lexi's boyfriend, shows me on here, all you got to do is just start a new track underneath it, and it'll combine them both at the end. I'm like, what? He knows how to do the music on here. I need to go over there and smoke a ton of bud one night and just have him show me how to take shit from iTunes and store it in this, or my libraries, and put music on this, and I can do legit fading in and out where it sound like where it'll come through your system and your stereo and have some good fucking bass to it. Because you were here when we did with the speaker underneath it, weren't you? I don't think you were here for that one. We didn't have any music when you were. Well, I put a speaker underneath this, right? Like 2 little speakers, and I turned it turn it up, and I faded it out with my phone with the volume, and then we started talking after the music played. But it's just, you know what I mean? It sounds like this recording music off of a speaker, so when you listen to it like in your earbuds, like if it was legitly recorded on there like a real show, that shit'll bump in your earbuds, you know, the intro and outro music. Right. It'd be like listening to shit on your iPod, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But instead you're listening to your shit on an iPod that was recorded off an iPod, you know what I mean? Anyway, Sunday, February 10th, 2013, I am joined with one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Mr. Alan Warkentine, a.k.a. Sticky, a.k.a. crazy-ass motherfucking sticky-ass Schultz.
Old foot.
Yep. And another podcast from the Blue Room. Haven't done one since, January 1st maybe even? Or what's, December 29th maybe? I don't know. It's been a long time. But,
you haven't done a good one since I was here last.
Fuck no. That's right. So, back again. Today we're going to talk mostly Jaguars, actually, because lots happened in the last 2 months or a month and a half that hasn't been brought to the world's attention. Whoever's listening to this, got 300 hits, motherfucker. I love it.
That's nice.
Yeah, man. People are listening to it. That's all I wanted, you know. Fucking, I need comments, you know. I need comments. Nobody's leaving comments.
Well, you just talked to somebody from Australia.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one person. But, I mean, that's still cool.
That's a pretty awesome reach, man.
Yeah, all the way across the world, you know. Yeah, he liked it. He thought it was funny, and the one he listened to wasn't even one of the funnier ones. The 2 that I did with, like, I did one with Michaela that was actually really good, but it wasn't funny. It was just like, we were talking like just what we've been going through, having a kid, and you know, getting married and starting life.
All those things are never funny.
Yeah, never. No, they're very serious. I mean, of course, I threw my jokes on them. You know what I mean? Like I did what I could here and there, but you know what I mean. For the most part, it was some in-depth shit. You know what I mean? Getting real with these cocksuckers. Oh man. Have you
so you're assuming that the people who are listening are either ladies or gay?
Yes, exactly.
I'm glad that I haven't listened to one.
What are you trying to say, man? Something wrong with being gay? Shit.
No, I'm just saying I'm not a cocksucker.
Yeah, that's funny. On one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, he goes, man, that would suck a fat dick. And he goes, but what if you like sucking fat dick? So I guess that would be a good thing. So it's the opposite from that. If I'm talking to you that suck dick. You know what I'm saying? That's so funny, man. I was like, yes, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan!
I smoke rocks.
Some of you don't know about me. Oh, anyway.
So we started having the Alex Smith conversation. I know that that's not necessarily the timeline, however, I wanted to get into that conversation. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, you've got the new GM, you've got the new logo, you know, everything is good with the direction of the team, but okay. Bring in Alex Smith. You said that, you know, or Mike Vick. You were talking about one of those guys. So let's pick up from there.
Okay.
I mean, defend Alex Smith and Mike Vick and why we should pick them up.
If anything,
or somebody like that, or who else?
You know, here's the thing. This year, And, I mean, this is another thing. People like Nick thought I was fucking crazy. And this was another thing I thought about if he's there late in late rounds, which I don't think he's going to be because he's a fucking athlete. But if he's there in the third or fourth round, I would love to see them pick up. I know this was way off, but the quarterback from Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
With proper
E.J.
coaching,
Manuel?
E.J. Manuel. He is 6'5", 240 pounds, and he can run like 4.3. He has 4.3, 4.4 speed. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not. Maybe 4.49. Well, he's fucking fast though. He's a shot under what Kaepernick are. He's a little under what they are, but that's still fucking lightning. And when looking at our offense, what happens 90% of the time? Because they don't throw over the middle. First of all, we never throw over the middle. I think that's the biggest mistake we've ever made. Is not fucking using the middle of the field. Because, you know, they take Blackman, put him on the inside. He starts going over the middle. Guess what? Henny's throwing fucking 60-yard passes to him. 40-yard passes that he's getting yards after the catch that are over the middle.
That big Cecil Shorts reception in to seal the Colts game.
Yes, dude. A quick slant over the fucking middle.
Yeah.
Teams play us. All they do is they load it up, put them on the outside, and what do? You know, rush right, rush left, up the middle, 8 guys in the fucking box. Instead, you know, like that was what pissed me off so much with Gabbert towards the end before he got hurt. Sometimes he would just throw the ball, like, okay, I understand being smart. Get rid of the ball, throw it out of bounds. I understand that. But when it's like second quarter and there's only like 14 seconds left and you have an opportunity, you're on the 30 or the 25, and you have Mercedes Lewis running on a linebacker in the back of the end zone, just throw a jump ball. If he's on a linebacker, if he doesn't catch it, if he's double cut, whatever, just throw it up high and let him use his height. And that's not even that really precision of a pass. You just overthrow him a little bit, you know what I mean? And I just, like, what I'm looking at watching, like, when you watch fucking, you know, Wilson out in fucking Seattle, and when you see fucking Kaepernick, which I still think Kaepernick's the thrower. He's a throwing quarterback. But he can also fucking run if he wants to. But he would rather throw than fucking run, if you think about it, you know. Those plays are there. But with as bad as our offensive line is, we need somebody that can make something out of nothing, because we have nothing right now, and we need some type of caliber star on this team that can just he can throw the ball down the field, or he can fucking take off and run 40-yard fucking play. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I hadn't thought about the E.J. Manuel thing. I think that's a
let him come in.
That's a great idea, depending on where you can pick him up. You know, I mean, maybe third, fourth round. However, when he gets to the combine, he's going to, because of those measurables, his stock is going to shoot up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's not going to be, you know, a number one pick.
No, he'll be in this probably mid-second, late second.
He'll be somewhere.
But if it were to happen like with Wilson, I'm not saying that E.J. Manuel is Wilson.
It could be the same type of thing.
And this is the other thing. Now this leads me into Alex Smith. There's one thing nobody really understands about Alex Smith. He can fucking run, too. He's not lights out, but he's like got Aaron Rodgers maneuverability. He actually is. He can run whatever that spread option read bullshit is.
Blaine Gabbert can run, too. Okay, continue.
But not even close to what Alex Smith can do. And especially proven what Alex Smith has proven yards on the field with smart decision making.
John Elway was a slow white Bronco.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is if he came in here for 3, 4, 5 years, tops, he's 27, 28. We got 5 years out of him for not crazy money. How much money do we have on right now? We have a fuck ton of money. He's a proven winner in this fucking league. Like, he's proven to win with Crabtree and with Vernon Davis. I mean, look at now he'll have Cecil. And, I mean, look what he did in the playoffs last year. And when he got hurt this year, what was he, 7-2 when he got hurt? So he was doing good. He was doing something right.
Okay,
he was top 10, and he was top 10 in accurate, or not? Was it perfect? Or no? His whatever score, your overall quarterback rating. He was a top 10 quarterback rating. I think he's in top 5 actually in quarterback rating.
Here's the thing about it is that Alex Smith began his career with 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators,
all in a row. Yeah,
and let's take a look at Blaine Gabbert, and let's take a look at the Jaguars as a whole over the past
same thing with him, 2 different
5-6 years.
Yeah,
Blaine, no, turmoil.
Yeah,
turmoil. This is the first time in 5 or 6 years that there's no questions about who's going to be the quarterback, Well, hang on. Back that up.
Whoa, I was going to say, dude, there's a ton of questions right now.
Not the quarterback. Not the quarterback. The quarterback of the front office, who is the GM, and then the head coach, and the owner, and the dedication to the team, and new direction and new vision, and you know what? Everything looks awesome. And Blaine Gabbert last year had a lame duck GM and what turned into a lame duck coach behind him. Where's his development?
Just like he did the year before.
Just like he did the year before. And you know what?
Oh, I'm not giving up on Gabbert
you
at
know,
all.
I mean, I think that Alex Smith and Blaine Gabbert have had very similar beginnings to their careers.
That's what I'm saying.
And what if we have Alex Smith, of 2-3 years ago, already on the bench, and he just needs to be groomed by a coach that knows that, okay, I have a good young quarterback. I understand he's going to be a project, but you know what? Let's look towards next year. Somebody finally has the opportunity to take Blaine Gabbert and say, let me look at where you can be next year, not just this year. Because Jack Del Rio needed him that year. And Malarkey needed him that year.
Yeah, I totally don't. I don't want to get rid of Blaine Gabbert one bit. I want to get rid of Chad Henne and everybody else, and I would love to just see. Alex Smith has gone through what Blaine Gabbert's going through right now. Except Alex Smith went through it for fucking 4 or 5 years. Went through that shit. You know what I'm saying? He went 4 terrible years and getting booed on Monday night off his field for David fucking Carr. Got booed. I remember watching him get booed off the fucking field because the whole San Francisco's cocksucking fan base, goddamn, going, fucking Carr, and then this guy comes out the next fucking year with Harbaugh, and holy shit, he actually is a damn good game manager, and he can make the plays when he needs to. When they did that New Orleans game that they played, dude, that shit was an incredible game last year. Or was it? Well, I guess now it's fucking 2 seasons ago. But when Vernon Davis caught that over the middle and fucking Alex Smith threw that, just a dart, and that's when Vernon Davis runs back all crying and shit. When they beat New Orleans to go to the NFC Championship. And he made big boy throws at big boy times and made proper decisions. Now bring him in, let Gabbert, still the second youngest guy, let him come in, play for 4 or 5 years. Maybe gets us to the playoffs 2 out of those 4. At least Gabbert now has got a little bit of mentorship, just a tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? Because 4 or 5 years from now, that puts Alex Smith at 33, 34.
But here's the problem.
And like Gabbert, by then he'll be 27, and he'll be like Aaron Rodgers. How long Aaron Rodgers sit on the bench?
Aaron Rodgers
4 seasons?
But Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench behind a legend.
Yes, I know.
Favre, not Alex Smith.
But
and here's the problem with bringing in Alex Smith is the paycheck that you're going to throw down to get Alex Smith to come here. He's one just in a year where it's a garbage draft. I mean, in comparison to last year, when dear God, I wish we needed a quarterback last year.
Brings me to Michael Vick. Anybody can't tell me that Alex Smith or Michael Vick wouldn't put a better product on the field than what either one of our 2 guys would do right now at this state of our fucking franchise.
I don't think
who we have, not with the draft coming up, with who we have right now.
I think if we're going to spend $20 million this year on one player,
we wouldn't have to spend that kind of money though, dude. We could give him a 2-year, probably fucking $14.5, $15 million contract for 2 or 3 years. Come on, I mean Michael Vick would even get cheaper because who the fuck's going to take a chance on Michael Vick right now? Maybe Arizona might, but I highly doubt Reed's going to fucking go after Michael Vick. I'm just saying, with the way our offensive line is not going to be good for at least 2 more seasons. Think about that. We have one halfway decent player on that offensive line. Is Meester retiring? We need to find that out too. Have you heard anything about that?
I heard that it's still up in the air.
Because they're talking about either him and then John Estes is okay. But no, fuck no. We need guys like that's what kills me. And I think like this year, I honestly think we should go first round OL or defensive end, a proven fucking defensive end. There's so many needs, but honestly, what's our quarterback going to be without the meat and potatoes up front?
Gene Smith did it the same way. Got an offensive lineman with his first pick.
Yeah, but from where? From where the fuck did he get Eugene Monroe?
But regardless of where you got them from, the way he was building the team was the right way.
Yes, but he didn't have the right talent observation.
The players he was choosing were of question.
With no talent observation. So hopefully now we got the right guy doing the right way with way fucking better talent instead of like going to fucking goddamn Temple to go find interior linemen and going instead of that go to like Ole Miss or Kentucky or fucking Texas or Missouri or Texas A&M or even like the bottom grade SEC schools. You can get guys in late rounds that are battle tested guys that maybe they're on shitty teams but they were playing top competition game in game out. They're playing against Georgia, Alabama's, the South Carolinas of the team. That's what it takes now. I mean, look at it. Look at the way that half these guys are built now. They're all fucking Bama, Auburn, Ole Miss with fucking goddamn blindside. Robert Orr, he's a damn good offensive lineman for Baltimore. Blindside. I know, it's so funny when he was like, I'm like, look, it's fucking blindside. Look at this motherfucker right here. Like, where's the Tui family?
I mean, you still find players. You find players where you.
Cecil Shorts is the only exception, and maybe Eugene Monroe. Eugene Monroe is an average lineman at best. Average.
I think that if Alualu had an effective Terrence Knighton next to him, Alualu would have had a badass
But Terrence Knighton's not been effective though.
And that's
and neither has Alu.
I mean that's the way it has to be though. On those lines, you have to have your anchor. That just
we need like three more Posluznys. We need 3 more Babbins. We need more crazy high motor guys that I don't care if they do a little showboating afterwards. I want late hits. We need that nastiness back, man. We need that. I don't care what they say. You fucking got a late hit every once in a while. Show a fucking send a message to a motherfucker.
Here's something to think about, man. When I was talking about Blaine Gabbert, it applies to the entire team. It applies to everything. It applies to
just get fucking physical on the fucking field. I'm sorry, man.
It applies to it applies to the fan base. It applies to the front office.
Yeah.
Everything. Don't you kind of and there's a comparison because
I love our new coach, man.
Hang on, there's a comparison because he's a good-looking young guy. But don't you feel kind of like the Boston Red Sox did a few years ago? No, when they got. What's his name in the front office? Theo Epstein.
Oh, Epstein, yeah.
And then they went ahead and they won it all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way that I feel right now. That we've got a fiery coach. We've got
do your job.
We've got an awesome GM. We've got an owner who, if nothing else, financially is stepping up and saying, I am dedicated to this city. By putting a big ass jumbotron in there. And, doing all this kind of stuff. Yes, look, we lost a game to London for the next 4 years, but we gained 2 big-ass jumbotrons, which are going to take the entire...
we're setting world record, right?
The
100 yards, right?
It will be the entire width of the top of the end zone. It's in each side of the stadium.
From fucking thing to thing, right?
Can you imagine how much that's going to block the wind? Wind will no longer be a factor in a lot of those areas because of that. If it really is now.
Of course, we got a river, though. It's
going to help out with shade. It really is.
Oh, that's going to be massive help with shade. And, anybody in the lower bowl is going to be good to go on either side of the field.
And you know what? Our stadium would be spectacular if we could build a permanent just overhang to where it's still open and
like the old Cowboys thing where it's open in the middle around the field.
Well, no, I'm not talking about in the middle. I'm talking about going over the middle, kind of like if it was a basket, you would be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
Just something over the middle of the field. And
it's tight if you could walk over that thing and look down and then down on top. God. Dude, if they did something like that where you could, like a nice big structure where you'd have to be able to make it where it could hold at least 20,000 people at one time going back and forth over it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have guards at either end and they could have little things that go through when you're going over the top. But can you imagine looking down on the field and watching the game fucking going underneath you?
That would be awesome.
How fucking tight.
That would be so scary.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me? But the thing is, they could never do any more of the guys coming in with parachutes landing in the middle.
Very true.
If they did that, that'd be impressive because you gotta squeeze a window. Like I'd be like, hey, dude, if you could land on that walkway from up there, you're a fucking ninja, bro. You can have sex with any woman in this whole stadium if you could, come from a plane and land on the archway. Oh my god, dude.
Put a bunch of fans up there.
Yeah. That's what. Put a big net.
Let's
put a big net.
The other team is kicking a field goal. All fans, high speed.
Well, let me tell you what would be really pimp about that whole thing is Jackson DeVille doing a ganger off of that bitch and dropping down over the middle of the fucking field. Because he would do that shit.
Do some bungee jump.
I think his name is Brian Dvorak. I think it's Dvorak. I can't really say his name all the way, but he's the guy that's been it since the beginning. He's been Jackson DeVille. Dude, that motherfucker is a bad, bad bitch, dude. I mean, gangers off the scoreboard is impressive enough, but then when you are caddying for a charity event at the Players Championship weekend with fucking what's his name? What's the guy that lives out here?
Furyk?
Yeah, Jim Furyk. When you're caddying for Jim Furyk in full costume now, caddying for him, and they get to the prestigious 17th, and he puts it within 6 foot of the hole in full costume with Jim Furyk's clubs, you're a bad motherfucker, dude. You're a bad motherfucker.
That's pretty awesome.
You are pimp motherfucking tight, dude. Get out of here. I mean, with that, can you imagine trying to fucking hit a 9 or an 8 iron with that motherfucker trying to do that shit in full costume?
I can imagine doing it without the costume.
Oh, man. Nice. I mean, nice on there. Yeah. That's pretty attractive. But anyway, what are we talking about again?
I don't know, but it sounds like it's a good time for a break.
Yeah. I'm going to...
We'll come back momentarily.
Yeah, we will be back momentarily. Take a little commercial break. Here's a listen of our sponsors. You'll know what I'm talking about when we come back. And we are back. Make sure this thing's working right here. Yeah, it is. Anyway, so we're going to continue the conversation about some more Jag action with. I mean, what is your opinion on the coach right off the bat? I mean, we always say he's young, libacious, and all that.
I feel very much about Gus Bradley the way that I felt about Jack Del Rio when he was first introduced. It's a nice energy boost to the team. It's a nice energy boost to the fan base. I mean, it's a jolt of fresh, young, exciting. Let's go get them. Mike Mularkey may have been a great coach, but he was not fiery at all. And when Jack Del Rio came in, he was the
nice guy.
He was the nice guy. He was young. He had a lot of fire. He was ready to be a head coach. It was, very similar to what's going on with Gus Bradley. And Jack Del Rio was a good coach. He just stopped getting good players. I think that, Mike Smith leaving really hurt, but, Mel Tucker's the man.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yep, he's up in Chicago now.
And we got their linebackers coach, which makes me feel good. I mean, that guy's a good coach. I mean, but he also has had Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher, and had a pretty nice little stock for the last 10 years of up in Chicago. But I'm excited, man. We just don't have that many talented guys on the team though, and it's just like this year we're gonna be such a young team because they are gonna fucking fire. So there's gonna be so many different players on this team next year. You know what I mean? Our next football season.
It's going to be an interesting offseason to see who sticks around, who goes. There's going to be some of your cornerstone guys in your offense that are going to stick around. Your two good young wide receivers, they're going to be here.
Yep.
You might as well figure out what's going on.
Honestly, Mojo sounded fairly enthusiastic on Mike Dempsey last week. And when he was on Radio Row, he actually, I don't know, usually he's just that morbid kind of, I'm just doing my job, I'm just here playing ball, you know how he is. You're like, God, I don't want to choke you a little bit, God damn it, you're pissing me off a little bit here and there. But he sounded pretty enthusiastic, man. Gus Bradley reached out to him the fucking day he got hired, called him up, said, hey man, what's up? I'm trying to start this movement up. Who's on board, who's not on board. Of course, Gus Bradley gave him tons of praise. You know what I mean? Because when Mojo's healthy, he's one of the baddest motherfuckers that straps up the suit. There's nobody can contest that. When he is 100%, Maurice Jones-Drew is one of the scariest fucking people that has running the ball at you. He is a very violent runner, and I love that shit about him too, man. That's the part that I still always gotta love him, because he's just such a bruiser when he's fucking on, dude.
I love Mojo. I hope he sticks around. I hope he wants to stick around, and that's the big key.
He didn't say he wanted. He didn't say he didn't go say too much, but his attitude about this whole thing. Because last year he was quiet. We didn't hear shit from him last year. This time last year, we knew he was holding out, and that was all we knew about him. You know what I mean? This year he's on Mike Dempsey talking and shit. Talking. He talked for 15 minutes on Mike Dempsey's show.
Mojo is such a likable player to the fans, and contract disputes are something that does not make the fan happy.
No.
On either side, but Mojo is on a PR run this year to be able to make himself look better than he did last year and get the fans back behind him. That's what needs to happen, and we love him and we want him to do good for us, and we want him out there.
That 1606 run, was it 1606 he had? Isn't that what that thing says? I can't see it all. I can't see it from the fridge. I think it was 1606.
1606.
Yeah. He did that with a horrible offensive line that the box was stacked every time he ran the ball. There was 8 guys in the box. He did that shit. I think if he would have had a good offensive line, if he was on Denver or something,
if he would have had
he would have been
attack.
he would have had 2,200 yards.
Think if he would have had a passing attack.
Well, his all-purpose yards would be I love watching him catch the ball out of the backfield. His all-purpose yards would be amazing, receiving yards. If I was a running back, I would love being able to be thrown to more than running. Honestly, well, of course you need to mix it up, but what I mean by that, think about when he's getting a pass. It's got to take a couple hits off of his body than what he would running up the fucking gut.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if you say he gets passed to 5 times, half the time he's 2.5 times he's gonna either be running out of bounds with a 6-yard pass or something. You know what I mean? Because it's usually something quick or whatever it may be. Or if it goes over the middle, it's it's just him one-on-one instead of going up the gut and getting 3 guys hitting you at one time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure it has to make their life a little easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but part of Mojo's game is that he is willing and wants to get in there and just destroy somebody who's bigger than he is.
Yeah,
and that's
a chip on his shoulder because he's so short.
I love it. It's awesome, and the fans love it. They really embrace him for that. Yes, he can make more money in a big market, but you know what? Damn it, make the money later. You don't necessarily, look at it for the long haul. You will be able to sustain financial stability well into your 50s or 60s by doing promotional ads and things like that in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville is just going to get bigger. So you can be, he's like Tony Vaselli. He's one of those guys that could go and be the mayor. He's so likable.
Yeah.
And that'll happen at some point. Tony Vaselli is going to be mayor of Jacksonville. Either him or Mark Brunell, one of the two.
Mark Brunell. I don't know. Mark Brunell's in a lot of trouble with money still, isn't he?
Yeah. Hey, man. No different than our city. Anyways, I think that Gus Bradley is a good pickup. I think that Caldwell was a good pickup. I don't know anything about either of them, so I can't really say much.
I know a little where Caldwell's breed is good. He has a good breed.
Exactly. I'm not... But
God, listen to me. I sound like he's got a good breed there.
He's
like Bill Polian and fucking. He's what Bill Polian and Mike Smith had sex and he was born. Because I know he started when he was his resume is pretty fucking impressive. He's only 38. Let's remember he's a 38-year-old male that is fucking on top of the game right now. Son. Thugged out. Love it.
I feel like a Red Sox fan, after having suffered for long enough, you finally get the young GM in there who gets a fiery coach, and they put all the puzzle pieces together, and the team is willing to spend money to be able to make sure that this shit gets turned around.
Most fucking money to do it with.
And
what are we? First or second with the biggest amount of money?
And then, bam, we take that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Andrew Luck.
Oh, that kid's good though, man. That kid is fucking good, man.
I agree.
He's fucking gonna be playing us for the next 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
We're gonna deal with him because think about it. Athletes of Andrew Luck's age and Blaine Gabbert's age, these young 21-year-old dudes. Okay, now Peyton's gonna probably play till he's 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but he'll be broke down by then. But think about the way that the technology gets. Think about every 10 years, how much better does our surgeries get better? How much better do our rates of people living longer and shit get better? That's one good thing you can say about what's going on with our humanity. We can make motherfuckers live for long. Think about our generation right here. We're gonna live probably be fucking old, bro. We're gonna be around for a long fucking time.
I hope so.
No, we are. I already have an old soul, and I'm like, God damn, I got like 80 still years to go, son. Like, this is going to be a long run, dude. This is going to be a 98, 102 run.
You're going to live to like 108?
Yeah, the problem is, they're going to, like, I'm going to probably, be like, no, I want to die, dude. I'm getting too old. This is getting ridiculous. Like, I can't drink anymore.
I tried hanging myself twice.
Yeah, try to hang myself twice, you know what I mean? Like, this is getting crazy.
Cyanide didn't work.
Yeah, you fuckers keep answering everything I do. I slit my wrist and you fucking born identity me over here with this fucking, repo men over here fucking showing up.
Wait, was I bit by a vampire at some point? Why couldn't I have stayed young?
Like, Jesus Christ. I'm right now. I'm as mad or madder than Kirsten Dunst was in Interviewing the Vampire when she found out she could never be older than 13. She cut her hair and it just kept growing. Just went back to the same way. You know what I mean? Oh man.
I love some Kirsten Dunst. Anyways,
sorry. That was a very odd Interview with a Vampire. Fucking
yeah, great movie though.
Fucking A, man. I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time. Do you own that movie?
I do.
Damn.
It's a good movie. One of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt's best roles, I must say.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah, I mean, Caldwell working for Bill Pulliam when he was like 18, 19, 20 years old is pretty impressive. As some type of scout evaluator, as a whatever, going on the road and going and finding these guys, going to senior bowls down in Alabama and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, his pedigree is good.
Yeah, very good. He's been around success his whole career, pretty much.
And many times that breeds success. Many times it does not. However, I have the hope and desire that it is positive and that it's good.
You know what would be nice
that
too?
We are on the right path and that we are going to win. And yes, we just want to win. And that's what matters. That's win on the field and everything else. I will love your little new logo with the ear and everything.
Yeah.
And we'll keep moving along and stand united.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand united.
Yeah, it's I mean, we're due, man. I'm like really getting sick of watching this shit like every fucking year in, year out. I mean, even when Gerard was here, we were average at best. Now we're like below that, and it's just like, God damn it, man. But then you see like two guys on our team have 800-yard seasons and shit, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell was what went so wrong? But hopefully now they got it set up, man. I don't know much about the dude from Miami, our offensive coordinator.
If nothing else, they have the vibe of the killer instinct coming back. And I think that that's good.
It'll be nice to see Bill Polian on NFL Network going, I had a young man that worked for me that is now the GM out there in Jacksonville, and it looks like he's doing some good things out there. You know, like get some positive fucking energy. Because, I mean, that would mean Bill Polian, he's best friends with Polian's son, I think. Him and Bill Polian's son, you know what I mean?
I have some...
It'd be nice to get some positive energy on our side for once in 10 goddamn years, dude.
If nothing else, it's hope because we only won 2 games last year.
Yeah.
It can't get much worse.
No, and here's the thing.
We can have a Dallas Cowboys 1-win season, or we can have a Detroit Lions 0-win season, and you know what? Those are some teams that have some longevity. Hey. So if we can live through a 2-14 season and sell out every game at a 2-14 season, yes,
63,000 a motherfucking game.
Yes,
bitch.
there were a lot of opposing fans there on some of those national teams. However, next
year...
doing
better than Oakland's fucking bullshit ass.
You know, we have a lot of... We're doing a lot better than a lot of other teams, and we're selling out, and we are doing our part. And I think it's coming through, and I think that positivity is just going to keep moving, and that momentum is going to keep moving.
Shot Khan made money last year, regardless of the fact.
Yeah, you know, I mean, well, there's no NFL team that's losing.
No, exactly.
No,
what I'm saying is,
I'm just not making as much money as this other guy that's in the top 5 media market in the nation. But you know, hey, look, the number 2 media market's just sitting over there wide open for the picking.
Tony Smith. Fat Tony that does the thing on 1010 with Mike Dempsey. He's like the producer, I think, for Mike Dempsey or whatever.
Yeah.
He brought up a great point this week, and I mean, he was pissed. I was like, I wanted to call up the fucking station and be like, hell yeah, dude. Preach that shit fucking more. But he got like fired up. Last week, apparently, Oakland is going to take advantage of the rule of the 80% or more, and they can black out. They had a blackout last year, Oakland did.
Right.
Oakland has the second smallest stadium in the whole fucking NFL. Oakland does, believe it or not. They averaged last year, I think, 58.
Less than us.
Way less. No, 53. They were doing 53 out of 58. Their thing only holds 58,000. And they were only getting 53 to come. Well, now they're covered. They said, and it said on the headline, Raiders to something along the line, and I'm paraphrasing here. Raiders to take a page out of Jaguars' book by tarping over the fucking things. And fucking Fat Tony got on there, dude, and he was like, that motherfucker goes, like, you know, how about this at Los Angeles and the rest of the media? Instead of taking a page from one of the biggest stadiums in the country, and our fans here with a 2-14 team fucking have not had a blackout in 4 years now.
There were a couple games there that were bailouts.
Bailouts, whatever. Fuck them. Who cares? These motherfuckers are trying to downsize from an already the smallest fucking thing.
Hey man, I feel
so. And he goes. So instead of getting on our ass about going to L.A., why don't they look a couple hours north or south or wherever the fuck Oakland? I don't know shit about Oakland on a map. You know what I'm saying? But why wouldn't they just take this team from right here and just load them up with trucks? Like they fucking did in Baltimore back in the 80s, you know, or whenever the fuck they did that shit in Baltimore. You know how Baltimore went, or Cleveland to Baltimore?
Yeah.
You know, or whatever, that whole thing. And then I'm talking about when the Colts left Baltimore, though.
Yep.
Overnight, fucking trucks, Mayflowers. You know what I'm saying? So stop talking about why the fuck would we move from all the way over here when they got 2 teams that aren't, the San Diego Chargers aren't selling good tickets either. San Diego can't even fuck with our fucking totals attendance, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And that's the part that pisses me off. Like, we automatically get thrown into that. The fans don't fucking care out there. The fans don't fucking care. Fuck that shit. And when I heard that shit, I was like, man, that was awesome. Thank you for fucking finally, you know what I mean? Like, I just wish somebody would say that shit in the, like, I don't know. I want like Loggeman to get fucking big, you know, get bigger as he gets older, you know what I mean? Because
Our overall ticket average price is the bottom of the league.
Yeah, it is.
It is. However, even with the tarps, we're in the top 30%.
Top 15
in the league.
Top 15.
You know,
we're in the top half. What is there? 32.
But
teams?
Yeah, but then in the bottom, you've also got teams like Green Bay.
Yeah.
And Chicago.
Yeah.
Is in the bottom 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the third largest media market in the nation. Has got one of the smallest stadiums in the league. You know, we oversized our stadium for the Florida Georgia game, and that's what it was.
85,000.
And we wanted to be able to seat as many as we could for that game because it was a huge moneymaker every year for the city, and we didn't take into account that those 10 games a year that we have here are also going to be huge moneymakers for the city as well. but we didn't want to lose the Florida-Georgia game, so we needed to appease the number of fans that were going to be able to be there, take care of the money on both sides of everybody, and keep the game happy here in Jacksonville. Build it to the size, be able to make sure that you put in your temporary bleachers, everything's good. Unfortunately for the Jaguars games, there are no temporary bleachers. Badass platform area, but, not so much in the way of the bleachers and the covered seats. So, we take the PR hit there. I think Khan's going to try and find a way to get rid of those tarps. I mean, they took the tarps off, or they took a tarp or two off for a couple of the games this year, where we had a lot of opposing team fans there.
Yeah, I know. For the New England, the Chicago, dude. I went to that Chicago game. There was a lot of Chicago fans there, man. Could not believe that shit. How many of those motherfuckers were there? That was a bad one. That was on my birthday. Me and my dad went to that one. 40-3. We left, I think. I left probably 5 minutes into the third quarter. I was like, we gotta go. I just want to go drink now. I just want to go back to drinking. I'm good. I got what I can see out of this. Because, usually I'll hang around and, I'll be like, well, we'll get down big, but at least they'll give us a little leeway so we can make some plays. And I'll be like, oh, hey, Blackman just caught a 60-yard bomb or fucking ran it 30 yards after a catch or something, But that game, nothing was happening that game. That was... Ugh. But then we played Green Bay so fucking tough, dude. We give Green Bay all they can handle. Ugh. It just drives me so fucking crazy, man. Houston game was unbelievable. That Houston game was unfucking real, dude.
We couldn't close the deal at the end. We didn't have a...
And I know that it's so crazy, but the points were so... The defense could not stop them. But, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I saw Paul Posluszny make 2 plays that were some of the most incredible, fucking athletic, goddamn driven, double team, fucking just crashing the motherfucking play. You know what I'm saying? On the goal line against Arian motherfucking Foster, dude. That was in pause, dude. I got my Twitter handle on my Twitter thing, the background. I took a picture of the TV, and it's a close-up on pause when he's on the goal line, standing there, and his fucking face is blood. He's it's pouring out all over his fucking face. And he's just, sitting there, and his neck's, flared out, and you're just that's Thor, dude. That's goddamn Thor right there. If you gave that fucker a hammer, dude, Paz is a goddamn monster, dude. I love it, dude. I love it. He's got that fiery, but then again, you got Russell Allen and Bosworth next to him.
No, we got Babin, dude.
I know, but I'm saying, Babin's more of a defensive end, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
but Babin's sick, though. No, Babin came in with the last 3 games with 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Babin was a hell of a pickup, and I hope.
Yes, for $1 million and it's what 1.7 million we got him for nothing. And all we have to do is pay his contract, and I think it's $2 million, and that's it. Or I think it's 1.7 more or 2 more. It's nothing though. And he's a guy that had 18 sacks the season before last. He finished that year with 18 sacks, dude. That's incredible.
He's badass, man.
But then once again, though, what scares the shit out of me, though,
as an Achilles tear.
Yes, and he's 31 years old. He's 31 years old too, and it's God damn it, here comes Campman again. But see, Babin, though, that first game he had a sack, and then his last 2, he fucking hit Sanchez and swatted the shit out of that ball. Remember, he fucking, gorilla slammed Sanchez. But I love it. He's got the big tattoos and shit, all loaded up. He's got 60,000 followers on Twitter, so he's a boisterous guy. You know,
we got the boys a picture with him.
Oh, that's awesome. He was cool.
During
he
the
wasn't
last
a
game.
dick.
We got pictures with the last game of the season. We went over to where the players come out and they go to their cars.
Listen how judgy I am. So he wasn't a dick? Wow.
We
Sorry, man. If you ever hear this, Jason Babin. Is it Jason Babin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm an asshole.
We took the boys over there and we waited and we got pictures with Jason Babin.
That's
and,
awesome. That is fucking awesome.
Jordan Shipley.
I love that dude's intensity, man.
Alu. Derek Cox.
Jordan Shipley. Jesus Christ.
Tried to get one with Justin Blackman, sat around and waited for him, and then
what the fuck happened to Jordan Shipley?
He told us he'd take a picture with us, then he goes back into the locker room to get his to get something. He comes back out and he had told us to wait, and he'd come back and he'd take a picture with us. And he said, "I'm not taking pictures this year." You kidding me, dude?
Who said that?
Justin Blackman. But while we were there, we ended up being able to be in the right place to be able to get one with Jason Babin and Jordan Shipley. And then we got one with Shad Khan. That was the kicker.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Oh, so Shad Khan is he the new backup for Scobie?
we got a picture taken with Scobie too.
Josh Scobie snack. Did you be like, hey man, where's that home poker game?
Scobie was one of the only ones that didn't actually, like Jason Babin, like got down there with the boys and like
that's awesome, man.
Put his arms around him.
Is he a beast, man? I bet he's a fucking monster.
He's huge.
Yeah,
he's huge.
He's a hoss.
It's
that was a good pickup.
Some of those guys.
That was a great little backdoor move to grab. Hey, come on over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
That worked.
He got a little excitement because, dude. What happened to Mincy, man? I love Mincy. He's such a hard-working dude, man.
It all goes down to, personally, I think it was Knighton. Knighton didn't have a dominant year, and he is the anchor of that player right there, our John Henderson from before.
Yeah, John Henderson was way better than
I understand, but if you look at Henderson and Stroud, you had your guy who was the anchor and your guy who was the speed guy. And then you had the same thing with Knighton and Aluwalu. You had your anchor and your guy that's supposed to be the speed guy. Supposed to be. Anyways, but if your anchor isn't working, if you're not able to sit there and squat and be able to move other people around, everything else is going to be affected because that means that the defensive end, Mincy, can't come around as quickly or as easily as he would have been able to if there had been more press from the middle. So, I mean, they talk about creating the pocket and being able to kind of provide a shield for it and, for the quarterback, and then it kind of encloses usually around the back. But if you can push in that middle, then that causes everything to cramp up, and then you've got problems. And Knighton didn't have that big push. I don't think he's going to be here next year.
When you say that, I don't think he is either. I don't think they're going to renew anything, man.
I don't think they're going to renew a lot of guys, but anybody who's under contract, I think Cox, has a good chance.
I really still haven't given it. Cox can't stay healthy, but I haven't. But when he's healthy, he's a damn good shutdown corner.
Get him somebody on the other side. And,
Yeah, because I'm tell you right now, Aaron Ross definitely wasn't the answer.
No,
that was a terrible pickup.
It was nice having his wife here, though. I mean,
that was great.
That was a nice little time.
She was nice too.
That was before Aaron Ross started playing, so I mean, we didn't really know what we got.
He's coming off of he has 2 Super Bowl rings on his fucking hand. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I think that it's going to be interesting to see who they keep on the defensive side. On the offensive side, it's kind of up in the air, except for the guys that you know about. Your Blackmans, your Shorts. You got LaRon Robinson. You might as well keep him for another year.
He's under contract.
Same thing with Aaron Ross. Keep him, put him in the slot.
Plug him in.
Pick up somebody in the first 2 rounds at cornerback. Throw him in over there next to Derek Cox, and get it going. Let's build with the key positions that you need. Just like we did in Gene Smith's first couple of years. Yes, again, the picks may have been questionable, but what did he go towards first? He got offensive tackle. He got cornerback in Derek Cox. He got defensive tackle. He ended up getting Knighton in the 3rd round the same year that he got one of those other 2 guys, but then got Aluwalu, the following year in the 1st round. I'm not saying that those players were necessarily chosen to be where they should have been. However, that's what you needed to build on. It seems to be that's the way to build around your team, unless you have just a badass quarterback like Andrew Luck or Robert Griffin III that you can find. Go and get him. That guy isn't there this year, so go and find your Tony Baselli. There's a reason that Tony Baselli was our first draft pick. He was our first draft pick. Gene Smith's first draft pick was an offensive tackle. Shaq Harris's first draft pick was Byron Leftwich. Mm-hmm. Let's look at Eugene. All right, so our 3 GMs that we've had have chosen Tony Baselli, Byron Leftwich, and Eugene Monroe. I think we can tell which one.
Well, Coughlin technically, I guess he was our GM.
Well, yeah,
he did all that shit.
But the thing is that the strange thing is that only one of those guys has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah,
and that's the one that sucked the most.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate, but that's how you start your team. Is either you go out and you find that quarterback that you think's the guy, mm-hmm. or you go out and you find that offensive lineman that you think that can protect your guy,
right?
And can just be dominant. And that's what we did with Tony Baselli, and then we followed it up the next year with Kevin Hardy, and it it worked for us. We were able to find a lot of good players out there, and until we can find our Tony Brackens again, and have them stay healthy, or our Reggie Hayward again, have him stay healthy, or our Aaron Campman again and have him stay healthy, until we can find that badass guy that can just come in and light it up.
Because we're not going. Babin's only going to be around for a couple more years, man.
But you know what? I mean, but the combination of Babin with a strong guy in the middle, with Mincy coming out the outside, with a speedy Alualu in there, with a Paz Lesney tearing stuff up, with a re-signed Daryl Smith,
and hopefully a re-signed and a healthy Daryl Smith.
Get that going,
but Daryl's only going to last two
find another badass linebacker out there, maybe draft one.
Oh, there's plenty of linebackers in the second round, third round.
You could probably get a linebacker in the fourth round and probably still be happy with who you get. But find that guy somewhere, wherever you find him, and then safety's been surprisingly well the past 2 years with Landry and Lowry back there.
Dwight Lowry. Mike Lowry. We did that on the first show.
But it's been
Dwight Lowry.
I'm
Dwight Lowry.
And find another cornerback out there. Find somebody else to be able to sit opposite Derek Cox, and bam, But it all begins up front, and that's where it all starts. And without a good solid in the beginning, you're not going to be able to, make it happen. And
right.
And we have to be able to win the line of scrimmage in order to be able to win the game.
Yep, that's what it boils down to, man. What it boils down to.
Winning the line of scrimmage and not making mistakes.
Yeah. Real quick, we're going to wrap it up here in a few minutes. Is that cool with you, my friend?
Yeah, man.
I really do want to touch on pooping in the fucking sink at my job. What if you were an HR leader? What would you do about that situation if there was a turd in the fucking sink? What happens to that shit? Like I go, did the cleaning lady have to clean that? They're like, well, yeah, who the fuck else is gonna clean it? I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm not fucking going in there and cleaning it. Picking that shit up with a fucking... You couldn't use like a little doggy bag, man, because but what if it was like a runny, like a fucking, like instead of turning on the faucet, your ass just turned on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Did it look like a candy bar? Or did it look like the
is it a Blendtec blender that you just put a fucking yoo-hoo in?
Did it look like the milky thing at the bottom of the ice cream sundae that you get to and you're like, I don't know if I really want to drink this or not, but it looks really good and it's a little more ice cream. Was it that on the sink just?
Ugh, like a dirty grease vat from Mandarin Ale House after a busy Friday night with all-you-can-eat fried shrimp.
Dry.
It's like your mom's fucking vat, or your mom's... We used to go there and eat fried shrimp at your mom's house.
Yeah.
It's like what that pan looks like at the end of the fucking...
After it's all coagulated.
It's just collected up of like 6 pounds of fucking fried shrimp. Fucking egg yolks and goddamn, you know what I mean? Of milk and shit.
Wow.
So if that wasn't graphic enough, anyway, that something that happened recently at somebody's employer that, yeah, we'll just go there and say that. It fucking cracks me up, though. It's funny because I used to make jokes about pooping in a urinal, but I never pooped in a urinal. I never did that.
Yeah, the moment that you said somebody somebody took a shit at work in the sink, I immediately thought to myself,
pooping in urinals at E Street.
It wasn't you?
No. No. Nah, man, I'm a grown-ass man now. I got kids and shit.
that mean
that excludes me from shitting in sinks forever. I peed in a trash can a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Out at a fucking club, but that was desperado, you know what I'm saying?
At least you didn't pee in my dresser drawer.
No.
Like
Jason do that?
He who shall not be mentioned. No, not Jason.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Jason peed on my mom's entertainment center on my 21st birthday.
Dean pissed in my one night he didn't want to walk the block and a half to his house, so he slept at the foot of my bed. He wouldn't move. So I'm like, well, damn, all right, fine, whatever. And so he's like laid across the foot of my bed. And he, like 4 in the morning, I wake up to the sound of piss in my dresser in my room. Dean had pulled the drawer open and pissed in all over my clothes.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I woke up to Jason with his arm leaning over the entertainment center, all the pictures falling off of the thing, and him just bouncing off the glass in front of the stereo equipment and hitting him back in the legs, and luckily it was hardwood floors, but like I go, Jason, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Because that night, we had the 2 kegs there. That was a crazy ass night as it was, man. We got so fucked up that night. All of us. We had fucking 40 or 50 people there. And he disappeared around 11 o'clock that night, right? Remember how he used to always just be gone? Like he just disappeared from parties or down at the landing for the Super Bowl or Georgia, Florida. He's disappearing at any big event we go to. But literally 1 o'clock, 1:30 at the night, my mom, my Aunt Dana, and me, and this girl Holly that I used to talk to. We're all sitting on the garage. We're out there smoking a cigarette. I think we just burned a bowl or some stupid shit like that. And Jason literally rolls out from underneath the deck. I built my mom a deck a couple months before that. He rolls out from underneath the deck. He fell asleep underneath the deck of back of my mom's house for like 3 hours, dude. No shit. For 3 hours, he was from 11 to 1. So, 11 to... No, I guess that's 2 hours. I'm sorry. But whatever. He just fucking rolls out. Damn, man. Fuck. Is there any beer left? And I'm like, well, there's like a little bit left in one of the kegs. There's still like a quarter of it left on the Michelob. Oh, fucking A, man. And he went and got his big Stella glass and fucking filled it up. And so what's going on, man? Where's everybody at? I'm like, dude, it's 1. I'm like, he's like, damn, I fucking fell asleep, I guess.
Yeah.
He just rolled out of nowhere.
It was just like that time when you came in from out of town.
And he pissed on my mom's entertainment center.
Came to the house. Showed up. Go wake him up.
Yeah, go get him up, man. Round 2.
Oh, yeah.
Here come the Amazon girls fucking walking in, That was the same night.
We don't need to get into that conversation.
No, we'll just leave it at that. The Amazons come showing up with a bodyguard. And pretty sure he had a loaded pistol in his fucking dick hole.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the fuck did you go with that posse to find that?
No.
No, I don't think you did. There was a group of gentlemen that went and found somebody, but to this day, I'm like, how the fuck did you have them delivered here for that? Like, that was amazing. That was a crazy fucking night. Anyway.
It was a good night.
But with that said, I'm going to wrap it up here. We still skimmed over the Jaguars. We could still talk Jaguars for another 2 hours. But I appreciate you coming out, man. And I need to start doing these once a week again. Start writing more stuff down. And dude, the more people listening to it, man, I just want comments. Write shit down. Negative as fuck, do it, please. Or, contact me at God Save My Jags too, and write me some terrible text, or not text, I guess that's a tweet, my bad. Send me a message, do whatever, fucking go fuck yourselves, and later.
Later on.